Hello and warm welcome to a Quantum Astrology report with me, Eva Christofferson from Soul Warrior Energy. This is about Venus stations and going retrograde. Stations the 4th of October and going retrograde the 6th of October. And also the new moon, the 9th of October here in Europe in the night. The 8th of October in US in the evening. So, before a short interpretation, I will draw a rune for you. One moment, it's a new place. It's autumn now, so it's inside. A rune for Venus, our divine, feminine love energy, and the new moon in Libra. And this one is Berkana, Birch, that's love. That's the message for the new moon, Venus in Libra. The rune for love. To embrace, to care about yourself and others. And I also learned that the symbol for Bluetooth is from Viking King Harald Blåtand, Harald Bluetooth, and because he used to take a lot of blueberries and eating a lot of blueberries, and this is one part of the Bluetooth symbol on every computer. And then it's the H, the other part. So runes is everywhere, and the rune is also in use. Was in use from around Christ were born in Northern Europe. Up until year 1500 something, when Christianity took over and the Latin language was spread. So it's a long period, 1,500 years in use for these runes, and it's a lot of hidden knowledge there. And then I will also draw a quantum tarot card for Venus retrograde and for the new moon in Libra. And this one is, I think this is Page of Sword. Page of Sword. I will check that one up. It's absolutely it's Mercury, of course it's Mercury. You see the symbol up there, Mercury, thought, communication, special message from thought coming in here. And I will check it up in my book. And this is then the brain, the communication, the unification of the left and right brain, and the integration of the false mind, the mind control system, to let the old go and to be in the new. That's Mercury at this moment. I don't need to check the book for that one. And I got a question about this setup that has been, and I will shortly describe it. In my Starseed reports I describe it a little more with different origins, but this is my perception. You build your own truth from your own perception, your own search, and always trust yourself. That's the point. Always trust yourself to build your own truth. And the mind control system that we now leave for the crystalline system consists of low vibration, this three-dimensional duality, polarity, but it's a constructed system by fourth-dimensional beings like Illuminati, Acorns, Anunnaki, etc., to hold us in fear and use that energy of hate and wars and everything, and also the energy of fear vibration, to use that energy to live on. They in fact have us as slaves. And how they use that, from my perception, there's a lot of knowledge coming up right now in this coming October also, with Jupiter in Scorpio and the Scorpio season coming up. It will be a lot revealed about the mind control system. But for me, I stopped looking at television 4 or 5 years ago, and that was by my intuition. I stopped reading ordinary media. I stopped for some 2 years ago listening to hit music, etc., because they are coded. They are unconsciously affecting you. And it's also a lot more with everything. Food, with movies. So be aware and observe yourself and feel yourself and get out of the fear vibration. And they are creating also about the ascension. Or if you see something about the ascension in the ordinary media, it is meant to spread confusion. They want us to be unclear in our mind, to be confused, to be in a state of fear and lack and all that stuff. And what we create now is trust, light, illumination, observation, love from within. The vibration, so we can get that reflected from without. So it's very important to take care of your own environment. So now we check the Venus retrograde, and this is also a period to when Venus during 40 days goes not visible. Earlier they said Venus, the love planet, divine feminine energy in us all, that it went into the underworld, but it's in fact going over or behind the sun. So you can't see it because it's so illuminated, so merging with the sun. And that's the Venus sun, that's the heart chakra. The merge of Venus sun, that's the heart chakra. The awakening of our true crystalline structure that we now step into. And it's a lot of ascension system. It's a lot of waves coming in also in this period here. So I want to share the chart for first Venus stations, the 4th of October here in Europe, 9:05 p.m. in the evening, Central European time, and then Sun will be with Demeter in 11 degrees of Libra. And all of this will be in Libra. I will come back to Libra symbols in a while. Venus will be, when Venus stations, Venus have passed by the North Node and will be at Osiris, the underworld king, and Isis is also closer conjunction here. The queen, Egyptian queen, Isis, Osiris, and Thoth were very much connected. And Mercury, Thoth, is closing into Arcturus. It's at 22 degrees now, Arcturus and Spica, the two most important fixed star, perhaps, in the sky is at 24 degrees of Libra. So we have now a connection with the Arcturian energy, and it's also, they also helping us in a divine plan from the Galactic Federation of Light, sending pulse, so we can go into this ascension step by step and not doing it too cataclysmic. It will be still a lot of cleansing, a lot of purging still. So trust, breathe, and build from your truth from within here. And it's also this galactic history that Earth, there was a civilization on Mars much earlier. I believe several 100,000, perhaps million years ago, at least several 100,000 years ago. But there was a catastrophe there, a nuclear catastrophe destroying Mars. And the Arcturian influence now is to secure the waves, energy waves coming in, plasma and the interference from the Galactic Federation of Light to ensure that this ascension will not end in a self-destruction again, like it was in Atlantis. And Atlantis is connected with this Mars energy because it was the same fractions at Mars that was in war with each other, that came to Atlantis and was in war with each other there. And also the same in the Second World War. So we need to embrace everything with love, especially the dark side inside us, the dark cells, to speak to them. And Mars is, and here we have Venus, of course, then 10 degrees of Scorpio, and Mars is in Aquarius, and Mars is in a square to Venus. It's a very strong square, and that's a challenge, an inner challenge to really understand the divine feminine, the Venus, and the divine masculine Mars, and to, for example, use it in sexuality, in life as an energy. The square can be very challenging, but it's really forcing us to a change here. Mars is in the 8th house, transformation house, so divine masculine energy is still transformating. It's a lot of anger here. Lilith is here, Dark Moon Lilith, to free you and not judge your anger, just free yourself from the anger and take it out no matter what. Let it flow, and the emotions have to flow, the moon and the Cancer. And Venus then is in Scorpio, the deep waters of Scorpio, the season coming up now. And Venus is worth, value, beauty, love. And it's also the ruler of Libra, Venus. So Libra, harmony, balance, relationships. And Libra is opposite Aries. And Aries is quantum I am, the force, the subjective individual force that we create our own reality, the quantum I am from within. And then we form relationships with others. But those relationships are mirrored from the Aries, from the quantum I am. So it's an internal journey, the ascension. So keep that in mind when the one you meet is yourself, always. And now it's with Mother Earth here, and we have a possibility here to create our own reality, and we will do it now with all of this coming up. And of course, we have a finger of God. Perhaps I can check the 6th also. The 6th of October is when Venus is going retrograde. You now see a small R here on Venus going in a relative motion to Earth. From our perception, it seems to go backward, but it's not, of course, in the three-dimensional reality. But It's an inward energy to change, to look inside, to change, and to integrate, and to really lift up the love energy, a divine feminine principle that has been so suppressed during the patriarchy. And the finger of God is from Sun and Demeter. Sun in Libra, our life force, our strong will to get harmony, balance, relationships in high vibration, and not adjusting to others, not stepping into the old system of being too kind, for example, or too helpful, etc. But still, we give our love to everyone, but we have to protect ourselves also. So Sun here in Libra with Demeter, that's Mother Earth. So it's the finding the balance within you and connecting with the earth. That's one part of the finger of God, and then there's a 60-degree force aspect to Osiris and Isis, the Egyptian king and queen that worked with thought, that really showed us the way how to come into ourselves and create. And those two goes into 150 degrees to Neptune, the source, retrograde, revealing the illusions and letting the dim goes out. We have Chiron in Pisces, healing the wounds with the spiritual and religious, etc., and connecting with the force. So it's a finger of God to connect with the source here. And Venus will go retrograde. It's retrograde here, and will go back. And of course, here, 6th of October, when Venus leaves its stationary 0-point energy. So you have 2 days to create here with love, 4th, 5th, and 6th of October. Mercury, the 6th of October, is exactly here, nearly exactly at Arcturus, electromagnetic healing. Venus will go retrograde all the way back to this point, 25 degrees of Libra, where Arcturus nearly is. And that will happen the 16th of November. And at that time, also, a synchronicity, the nodes, the moon nodes will go into south node into Capricorn and north node into Cancer, giving a big shift into manifestation and caring. That will then last for 1.5 years. I take it very briefly to give the most important from my perception. So take the chance here to create. And there's a magic here also going on. Venus will meet Sun here at 3 degrees of Scorpio, and that will happen the 26th of October. And there's a pentagram in the chart. Venus and Sun, that's a heart chakra opening. And that one is happening at 5 special places, a pentagram, forming a pentagram in this chart. Here, early Scorpio, in mid Capricorn, in early Aries, in mid Gemini, and in late Leo. That's the 5 Venus-Sun pentagram pattern. And that's a fundamental pattern for life. 2 pentagrams gives the dodecahedron, etc. So this is an important Venus-Sun, the 26th of October, and that's just after the full moon coming up. But now first we have a new moon, and I will take that one in this report. Also the new moon, the 9th of October, 5:47 a.m. That's in the morning here in Europe, so it will be in the evening in US. And Sun and Moon will meet in Libra at 1548 here, 1548. And if you count those, you get 18, that's 9. That's the infinity, the source number. If you add 1548, you get 9. And it's in the first house, so it's a highly personal change. And it's said now that the energy waves are coming in, and they come in slowly, so it can be different. Energy waves of plasma light, taking days to pass by. So it perhaps comes first to one part of the earth and then goes step by step to the rest. So if you see a lot of light, if you are affected more of the ascension system, for example, my eyes has yesterday and today is very different. I see a lot of white light. I have some pain in the eyes. And talk with your children if you feel so, that it's not dangerous, that this is happening. And it's a lot of sources talking about the event. And October 2018 is the magical month, what we waited for. Thank you for being here and anchoring in the light. So this new moon is a new intention in Libra about harmony, balance, relationships from this quantum I am creation. It's Kali is in opposition here, the underworld goddess that really reveals everything that is hidden. And I've learned that from my twin flame. And it's much more about Kali. You can check that up on yourself. Mercury is soon going into the deep waters of Scorpio and revealing the secrets. And Libra is a very high vibrational energy relationship, but it's also hard it's a lot thinking about others, adjusting to others, and giving this that we now have to free ourselves as we need to quantum I am create from within. And all persons that have Pluto in Libra will be affected of a Pluto square here. And that's from the 70s to early 80s, something, Pluto in Libra. It's Pluto here in Capricorn is in square to Libra, and will change all those patterns of adjusting and being too kind and etc. and thinking more about others than yourself. It's also this Venus retrograde cycle from 10 degrees of Scorpio down to 25 degrees of Libra. Check what planets you have here. They will be most affected. In your birth chart, check planets here. For example, I have my Neptune and I have my Saturn here. So my connection with the source and my reality with in this three-dimensional world will be affected to give even more love, or challenges will arrive for me. So check what planets you have here. Yeah, Saturn is in early Capricorn with Vesta. Pluto is here also, and then of course Mars is still in this square to the new moon. So set an intention, and this right and left brain, this divine masculine, divine feminine unity, to get the balance, to get the 0 point energy to relax into, and to step out of the mind control system, get into the heart and mind together to get this energy channel flowing in your way. And Uranus is in Taurus 1 degree, is still a lot of changes on Earth, and it will come into 0 degrees soon of Taurus, and that will be even more affecting the Earth. And at this new moon, MC is at Bittergeist, the big super star get betelgeuse that can be a supernova or perhaps is already magnetic influence and center for the Light Council, the Galactic Light Council. So, take care. Venus retrograde, love, care, and finding the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine. Bye-bye.